So the other week I was out looking for mussels because I wanted to do a photo shoot with them for the cookbook. And sure enough, the one day that I needed to find some mussels, I couldn't find any. And I stopped at like 4 different spots, you know, within like a 20-mile stretch of the coast. And yeah, I was like climbing down crazy steep cliffs to get to these rocks, and there was nothing around, and I was like, how can that be? That was crazy. So I decided to give up for the day, and I started driving back, and along Highway 1 there was this lady and her daughter trying to wave down cars, and I didn't stop initially because I was on the opposite side of the road. So I was like, oh, I have some time, so I pulled off where I could and turned around. And then when I came back to them, they were like, oh, wow, thank you for stopping. No, nobody's stopping. But I was like, yeah, what do you guys need? You all right? And then they just needed, they had a dead battery, so they just needed a jump. And I had jumper cables in the van, so I was able to help them with that. And then the spot where that happened was actually just right up there. And that day, you know, I still couldn't find any of those mussels, but after I helped them, I looked down at the coast and I was like, huh, that looks like a perfect spot for mussels. I was like, I'm actually really glad that I stopped here, because I'm gonna go check down on this coast and see if there are mussels, because it looks like there are. And sure enough, I get down and it's covered, just the rocks, the entire, this little tide pool area. Instant good karma. That was pretty cool that it happened that way. So glad that I got to, you know, help them out and then just be able to find the mussels that I needed. But today is the last day of the season, April 30th. And yeah, today's the last day we can harvest mussels before they go into quarantine and shut down for the rest of the season until November, likely. Now let me show you guys this spot that I was able to find. Come on, it's this way. Well, here it is. Look at this place. All those rocks are fully covered in mussels. Even just right here. Pretty sweet. Today is not really the ideal day to be out here because there's a lot of wind and pretty big swell. And initially, I actually wanted to really fish this area after I saw it for the first time. I wanted to stand on the edge of those rocks over there and fish for rockfish, lingcod. Today's a little bit sketchy. Right now, it kind of looks calm, but these huge waves come through every few minutes. But it's the last day we can get mussels, and the waves won't really affect that because we can be far away from the edge and still grab the mussels, because the mussels are pretty high up in the intertidal zone. So we'll be safe. Look at these really gorgeous tide pools. Water is super clear, and the mussels are just right above them, right there. Okay, nice and safe over here. Got my bucket, I got my gloves. And when I said earlier the mussels are going into quarantine, it happens every year from May until the end of October. We're not allowed to collect them, or you shouldn't be collecting them because there's a possibility of shellfish poisoning in the mussels. This first one's being really stubborn. Okay, got him. There you go. The only thing you need in order to harvest mussels is your fishing license. For California at least, you just need a California fishing license. And if you're a resident, it's about $50 a year. And to be honest, you get your money's worth really quick if you do this kind of stuff. And legally, you're not allowed to use any tools. That's why I'm using my hands. And there's really sharp barnacles on these, so you want to use some gloves. You are allowed to use gloves. So a lot of times there's gonna be little tiny mussels on the one that you want. You can actually just rip those off, just throw them back on, and they'll reattach themselves onto another mussel. I've actually witnessed the mussels themselves reattaching. It's pretty crazy. They do it really fast. So if you take these beards out, so you pull one off, so the mussels will always have these hairs on them. And if you actually pull them off, sometimes they're really hard, but you can pull them off. And if you put them back on the rocks or anywhere, they'll start growing the hairs and reattaching themselves to whatever they can. It's pretty wild. And it happens really fast. They do it really fast. There's some nice big ones in here, real juicy. But usually just the medium ones are the most tender. Yeah, there's some big ones, wow. Sometimes they'll get like as big as your hand. They'll go like 6, 7, 8 inches long. It's pretty crazy, like a massive mussel. I'm moving around to different spots, just taking from different areas, so you don't leave one area just bare. They can keep reproducing there, and it'll keep being a sustainable source of food. There must be something about this spot that they really like. Like I was literally just maybe less than a quarter mile down and I couldn't find anything. But this spot just is covered. Must be some kind of current that runs through, and then maybe it feeds the mussels really well. I don't know. Somebody also suggested that the lack of mussels could be due to a higher population in sea otters in the area. And the sea otters, you know, they eat shellfish. And they probably most likely do eat mussels, so that would make sense. I don't know how good they are at pulling these guys off the rocks though, because the mussels are pretty strong. Oh, a bit of a wave came through right now. How many do I have? Probably have about 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds or so. Does anybody know what this is right here? I thought it was like a little crab gauge or a little crab trap thing, like a bait. But there's like a little, I don't know, it looks like there's like a little beacon in there or something. No idea. What is that for? Let me know in the comments if you know. Really beautiful area. Yeah, I really wanted to fish over there. It's right over there. Bet there'd be some good fishing. So you probably can't tell, but today is extremely windy. I'm wearing the lav mic, so it should be good audio. Yeah, it's so windy. It's like 20, 25 miles an hour. Here it's a bit better because we're kind of protected by this rock behind us. Crazy windy, so that's also why I'm not fishing either. It seems like it would be fishable, but really it's not. Unless I fished right there on the inside. Good fish there, but I doubt it'll be any good. There could be, could get lucky, but yeah, we'll do it next time. Look how cute these tiny sea urchin are in there. I'm gonna take some before they take over. Tiny. Before they multiply like crazy in this area. Look how small they are. These are like the bigger ones in there too. Little spiky balls. So there's the seaweed right here that looks a lot like the seaweed they use in Hawaii for their poke and stuff. So I'm gonna try some of this. I cut some of it already. So I'll try it and let you guys know how it is. Looks exactly like it. I think it is. There's no naturally poisonous seaweed, so the worst it can be is taste bad. So it's completely safe. Unless you're harvesting somewhere with like really dirty water and like maybe like a sewage line just comes out right there or something. Eating seaweed is pretty good, it's fine. A lot of them wouldn't really be edible just in terms of like how tough they are. but there's a lot of seaweed that's obviously edible, like nori and sea lettuce, all the kelp. And I actually grabbed some of this too. This is called feather boa. This is a type of kelp, and you can dry this out just like kombu and use it for stocks or anything that you can use kombu for. So I'm gonna use some of that one something later. And yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, first cast. Let's see if I don't get snagged. I'll kind of work it a little fast here. I have a 3/4 ounce weight on, so it's a little heavy. And before I forget, I wanted to mention that I'll be at this year's annual More Than Fishing surf fishing tournament in Pacifica, California. It's a local event put on by my good friend June, More Than Fishing. And yeah, he puts on a fun event. It's a whole weekend, I think, of June 8th and 9th. And I think the winner this year takes home $3,000. Every year it keeps going up. It started like at $1,000 and now it's at $3,000, so it's pretty cool. If you guys are there, I'll see you there. And I'll leave a link in the description if you guys are interested in signing up. I think I think you still have a chance to sign up, so anybody can do it. All right, I think I'm just gonna do a couple more casts and then we'll go cook. I'm getting actually really hungry, so yeah, it's a good idea. Let's go cook. I was planning on cooking down here, but I figured it's extremely windy, I wouldn't be able to, but I might be able to tuck into one of these cliff sides and tuck away from the wind. So let me go see. All right, I think we can cook right here. Nice and calm, slightly away from the waves, and definitely away from the wind quite a bit. So I just gotta go grab all my cooking gear and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, we have come back with our cooking gear. Our pots, knife bag. This is the small knife bag, which is I think more suitable for everyday people. I'll leave that in the link in the description. You can get that. That's all handmade by my mom. And I have the firebox. I got the stove. Also have today's sponsor, Athletic Brewing. I have the hazy IPA. It's called Free Wave. Cheers, guys. Wow, that is so good. This is non-alcoholic brew, if you can believe it. We've done a couple sponsors with Athletic Brewing before, and we're doing another one because we really like the brand and what they stand for. They care about protecting the environment, protecting outdoor spaces, and sharing positivity. It's what they're all about, and it's what we're about as well. So it's great to team up with them once again. Not only are these non-alcoholic brews surprisingly delicious, they love Mother Nature, and they give back $2 million annually to protecting and restoring outdoor spaces across the globe via its 2 for the Trails program. To learn more about their initiative, check the link in the description. Give Athletic Brewing a try and support Mother Nature. Thanks to Athletic Brewing for sponsoring today's video. I have a lighter in my pocket. Let me just get these coals going. They're like the instant light ones, so should be pretty easy. It's not lighting. I got a different idea. That'll light. All right, I think fire has caught. All right, we'll let those coals heat up. I'm gonna make some miso soup with the mussels, as well as grill some mussels. Pretty simple. Keep it easy, keep it light, keep it chill. Just want a day outdoors, hanging out, chilling. This is rejuvenating. Okay, what are we doing? All right, where are my mussels at? Where are my mussels at? Shoot, I left my bucket over there where I was fishing. Be right back. Here's a kelp that was washed up, still nice and fresh. Maybe I can incorporate this into something. All right, coals are nice and hot. Let's put our mussels right on the coals. Those should open up in no time. What should I do with this? It looks really cool. I think this is a mini bull kelp. Little baby one. I could put it in my miso soup. That'd be pretty easy. All right, I'll get some water boiling. Oh, look at the mussels starting to sizzle. Okay, these guys are starting to open up already. Yeah, I'm gonna take some of these, a couple of these guys off that are done. Like this one in the middle. 2 of them in the middle are done. They are open. Once they're open, they're good. And a lot of times mussels really won't, sometimes they won't open all the way because their adductors are much tougher than, say, like clams. So they just they kind of crack open sometimes, and that'll be it. But it's still done cooking. When mussels overcook, it turns, they get all small and tough. So you want to avoid overcooking them. So as soon as they open, just take them off. We'll put some more on there. Let those guys cool off. How's my water doing? Oh yeah, it's getting hot. Just have it on low. I could just pop the whole mussel in the soup itself, but I didn't clean it. I was too lazy today. So I'm just gonna put the meat in there. Whoa, look at that. Damn, that's good looking mussel. Woo. I just started salivating. You guys see how orange this mussel is? Let me give you up close. Take a look at that. Wowza. It's beautiful, wild California coast mussel. Okay, these mussels are done too. I'm just putting them on the side to cool off here. And my water is boiling, so I'm gonna add in the miso. I have some white miso here. Just a whole spoonful. Generous spoonful of miso. You want to mix it in so there's no clumps. Mix it in slowly. Now let's add some seaweed. So I found some nori here. Nori is Japanese nori. It's the same thing that they make the sushi nori sheets with. This is just was right there, right behind you guys. And the one from earlier, the one that I said looks like the one they use for poke, I'll just toss it in there. Yeah, it looks good. Just making sure there's like no sand and rocks and other things in there. But it's pretty clean. Toss that in. Hawaiians, let me know. Is this the right thing that I'm talking about? Pretty sure it looks like it, but not 100% sure if it is actually. Ooh, look at that. It all turns green right when you put it in there. And one more thing, my little mini bull kelp. We'll just put the fronds in, just the tops. And I won't put all of it because it'll be a little too much. It'll crowd the pan a little too much. Just gonna cut off a little bit, something like that. And it'll just be a nice addition. Nice kelpie, seaweed, mussel, miso soup. Okay, my, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this one's big. Oh, this one's so bright too. Extremely orange. This one I'm gonna put in my miso soup. I'm just gonna turn that off for now. All right, we'll pull the mussels off and I'm gonna skewer them. I'm gonna go two skewers, hold them on both sides. There you go. There you go. Take that off. And we'll go yakitori style. There we go. Sweet. Add these ones to the soup. And I have a lot more, but I'm gonna save them for Jocelyn and for later. Well guys, I guess I have to give this a try. Woohoo, that's good. Man. Oh man. I'm just savoring the flavor in my mouth. Yeah, I'm actually gonna miss that. But you know what? It's the quarantine is only till November normally, so it'll come back in no time. Got a little soy sauce and kelp chili mix here. Gonna brush this onto the mussels. Oh, this smells so good. When it hits the coals, it smells like yakitori. Ooh, almost botched that. Oh, I wish you guys can smell this. Wow. Just gonna keep rotating and keep putting sauce on. Now this is how the miso soup looks. Ooh. Oh yeah, look at all the seaweed. Delicious. Keep that covered until the mussels are done. I mean, they're pretty much done. I can eat them at any time, but I think I want to develop a little crust on there. A little kelp chili crisp crust. Okay guys, that is done. Looks incredible, smells amazing. Let's eat. All right, just chill and have a little lunch. I'm starving. It's probably still hot, but let's go for it. Oh. There's layers to it, man. There's layers to the flavor. Right when it hits your mouth, it's smoky. You get that yakitori scent, you know, that smoke. Woo! And then it's salty from the soy sauce and the actual brininess of the mussels. And then you get the kelp chili crisp, bit of spice. Woo-hoo-hoo. And the texture throughout the mussel is just incredible. Oh, that is amazing. That is 100% amazing. That's worth it. Oh wow. Oh yeah. Okay, miso soup. Ooh. Nice and hot. Let's try out the seaweed. Here we go, I got some in there. Ooh, that's hot. And those little seaweed, the little poke seaweed is really good. Here's a bunch of it. Yeah. Real nice texture. Pretty good. And here's a mussel. That's hot. Actually, I like these mussels. The grilled mussels. They're so good. I'm gonna savor this. Ooh. Miso soup's so good, man. Somebody asked me in the comments, you ever get tired of doing the same thing? Yeah, I do get tired of doing the same thing, but it depends on what it is. Do I get tired of catching my own food and eating it, cooking it and then eating it, no, never. I mean, ever since I was a kid, everything was, it changed all the time, every single year. And what I mean is, like, we moved every single year since we moved to the US. In 10 years, we moved 9 times when I was a kid. So I'm used to moving around. I'm used to just, you know, not having a permanent home. That's what it is, really. Like, I was thinking about it some time ago, like, you know how on forms and stuff it asks you permanent address. I've never had a permanent address, and I still don't. So things are constantly, you know, changing. So I'm used to not doing the same exact thing over and over. So yeah, I do get tired of like jobs when I had to, when I was working. I've never worked for more than 2 years at one place. This is the longest job that I've ever had, being a YouTuber. And I'll never get tired of this, because if this is what I'm doing, damn, catching my own food, cooking and eating, that's life. That's a lifestyle. And it's not like I'm doing it at the same place every single day and every single month and year. You guys know we travel quite a bit. Even though it's the same concept, when we travel, still a lot of different sceneries, different fish, different things. This is what I'm doing today. This is probably just takes me back to the OG days of YouTube, when I had less than 1,000 subscribers. I was doing this kind of thing. Coastal foraging, a lot of that. Well, anyways, I hope I get to see you guys again next week. But if you don't see me, I'm just hard at work on the cookbook. Thanks for watching, and thanks to Athletic Brewing for sponsoring this video once again. If you want some merch, OutdoorChefLife.com, and I'll leave a link for the kelp chili crisp as well, and my new knives. They came out last week, so if you haven't checked them out, go check it out. Links in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.